You're about to enjoy 16 days on two wheels through some of the most historic and scenic routes our western states have to offer. The destination? Sturgis, South Dakota. This premier motorcycle event is in its 67th year. We'll share with you tribal knowledge from experienced riders on how to make your extended road trip more enjoyable and give you a look at the sights and sounds on what really happens at Sturgis without all the hype. This is Two Wheel Backroads. Life is good. We made it to Sturgis. Here's a little tribal knowledge to pass on. When you plan your route to a destination this far away, be sure you have alternate routes mapped so when you do have the occasional roadside party, you don't stress out. Just enjoy the scenery and verbally abuse your buddy who broke the cardinal rule. Never, and I do mean never, have major work performed on your ride the night before you leave. Try to schedule maintenance, modifications, or major work at least 1 week prior to leaving. This will give you time to work out the kinks. Lodging at the bike rallies varies upon the size of the event. As a rule of thumb, the closer you stay to the center of the rally, the more it will cost you. Sturgis is no exception. While downtown Sturgis has very limited hotel accommodations, the surrounding areas such as Deadwood, Spearfish, and Rapid City can handle the overflow. By doing your homework, you can find places like the Full Throttle Saloon that provides little 12x12 cabins, or campgrounds that offer 20-foot trailers, and even fully equipped campsites. No need to carry that sleeping bag or tent. Everything is already set up, and all you have to do is ride up, step off your scoot, and start camping. But of course, everything comes with a price tag. If RV or bring your own tent is more to your liking and your pocketbook, your options are almost limitless. You can choose from full hookups with a quiet, sedate surrounding that have a noise curfew of 9 p.m. to full throttle 24-hour party and everything in between. For this trip, we went for the 24-hour party. We chose one of the campgrounds outside of Sturgis that identified itself as the best party in town. Included in the price were concerts, daily biker games, and other activities at the campground. For an additional price, they had available food services, a convenience store, and on-site bars to party with 10,000 of your closest friends. The adage of the early bird gets the worm really applies here. The earlier the reservations are made, the less expensive the campsite. Prices tend to rise in January, so confirm early to lock in the lower pricing. Most camping is primitive, and sites are where you pitch your tent. So during the first week prior to the rally, we pretty much had pick of the pasture. We had few neighbors, and most facilities were not open, so we started each day downtown in Bob's Family Restaurant. Before the rally, we could order anything off of the menu. That changed. The week of the rally, we got 3 choices at an inflated price. So don't forget to bring your wallet. It will get a lot of exercise. Most of the local businesses provide maps and event guides to help you enjoy your visit. If this is your first time to Sturgis and you're not sure what rides to go on, I suggest signing up for one of the organized rides, such as the Mayor's Ride. This ride is scheduled at the beginning of the rally. It starts in Sturgis, visits Mount Rushmore, ending in Custer State Park. It touches some of the most popular scenic roads and gives you an idea where to return and explore further. Bob's is where we grabbed a map and made our route decisions. Each day we planned to ride a couple hours, then return back to Sturgis in search of bike porn. The chrome-plated kind. But for now, let's saddle up and ride. Head south out of downtown Sturgis on Junction Avenue. When you pass under I-90, the road changes names from Junction to Vanocker Canyon Road. We took this road in search of a little circa 1800s mill town by the name of Nemo. Come on, you gotta find Nemo. When enjoying the sights of South Dakota, you'll want to carry in your saddlebags a rain suit, although the gear should be called a dry suit. Anytime you want the sun to come out, put a rain suit on. As soon as you take it off, the rain resumes. Go figure.
I'm not so sure they will be missed at the end of the road. Let's get this over with. Just break my little head at the end of the road. Let's get this over with. Just give me enough to hang myself. I'm at the end of my rope. I'm at the end of my rope. At the end of my rope. Let's get this over with. Just break my little head. At the end of my rope. Let's get this over with. Just give me enough to hang myself. I said I've sewn it up now, time and again. And then you ask me, we can still be friends. I guess now that love is the past, Lord knows you never could last. At the end of my road, let's get this over with. Just break my heart. At the end of my road, just give me enough to hang myself.
Highway 14A is designated a scenic byway. It connects the town of Spearfish and Deadwood. According to seasoned rally veterans, this is a must-ride, and we agree. At the end of the byway, visit Cheyenne Crossing Store, a stopping point on the road since the days of the stagecoach. You can also find Calamity Jane's notched rifle on display at the Latch String Inn in Savoy. Deadwood started off illegally. Its location was part of the Laramie Treaty and deeded to the Dakota people. In 1874, Colonel George Armstrong Custer led an expedition into the Black Hills, camping near present-day Nemo. His party discovered gold on French Creek. Custer's announcement triggered the Black Hills Gold Rush and gave rise to the lawless town of Deadwood. In early 1876, frontiersman Charlie Utter and his Utter brother Steve led a wagon train to Deadwood containing what was deemed to be needed commodities. This was to include gamblers and prostitutes, which proved to be a profitable venture because the demand for women was high. Madame Dora Dufresne would eventually become the most profitable brothel owner in Deadwood. The town attained notoriety for the murder of Wild Bill Hickok and remains the final resting place of Wild Bill and Calamity Jane. The entire town was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1961.
My bills are always unpaid. I hope that someday I'll get paid. I've always hated my job. I won't clean up 'cause I'm a slut. Whoa, whoa, that's not the worst. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I know that someday that everything will be okay. And in time you will find that everything will be just fine. My car it just caught on fire and my license is about to expire. I can't slow down the clock, so it's always non-stop rock. Whoa, whoa, that's not the worst. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I know that's
We're here at our nation's first national monument, Devil's Tower. Remember the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Well, that was... Thank you. That was all about that. This, however, is Devil's Tower. It was actually identified by the Indians as a holy place. Called it Bear Mountain because if you look at the sides of it, it actually looks like they scratched, or the bear scratched the sides of it.
Go this way. Come on.
This is Wyoming, Devil's Tower.
that someday that everything will be okay. And in time you will find that everything will be just fine. And that's just like she said, but it wasn't ready today. But it wasn't ready today. And I know that someday
We're here in Hewlett, Wyoming. This is where No Pennies Wednesdays happens. This is a travel myth. There's no such thing as Sasquatch, no such thing as the Pre-Sturgis Vernal Party, and there's no such thing as No Penny Wednesdays here in Hewlett.
will be okay. And in time you will find that everything will be just fine. And I know that someday that everything will be okay. And in time you will see you're everything you're meant to be.
Well, in Sturgis, they say you can do anything. And they're right, because you can do anything, including driving a tank. In Sturgis, you can do anything. Here we're in front of a tank. This is Chris, the owner of the tank.
How you doing?
Good. Now, Chris, how did you get this thing?
It was part of a company I bought about a year ago. There's a tank, a bunch of machine guns, a British barracks. The concept of the company was give people rides in the tank and let them shoot machine guns.
Shoot machine guns?
Yep. I have 150 machine guns just north of the chip here across the street that we're allowing people to shoot.
Alcohol, testosterone, and...
No alcohol.
Okay.
We don't allow them to come in there with it while they're drinking.
Oh, that's good. So what, I kind of figured out this is a Russian tank,
Yep.
but what kind of Russian?
This is a Russian T-34, 1944 production. This actually saw combat during World War II. Was captured by the German army, put in a German tank battalion, then went into a Polish museum at the end of the war. It was very common for the Germans to capture Russian equipment and utilize it during World War II. And this is just one of the pieces that they did that to.
It's easy for you to say. Still firing?
The main gun has been demilled. It's a process that the United States government makes us do on all live war weapons like this, unless you have the proper paperwork. When this first came into the country, the proper paperwork was not done, so the breech is actually missing. So what we've actually done is converted this over to oxygen and propane. So you still get loud booms and the effect, but there's no actual live shell coming out.
So you get the loud booms, the big flame coming out of the front of the butt. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is quite a barrel.
Yes.
So what was the standard tank crew size of these things?
It'd be 5 people actually. On this side here, you'd have the driver, the main gunner, and then the commander. That's the commander's cupola there on the far side of the tank. Then there'd be a bow-mounted machine gunner here, and the loader on this side of the tank. Generally speaking, you would find that there would be actually a crew of 4 men and 1 woman. These tanks were designed to last 90 days as the average life expectancy of a tank crew during World War II. And when I say this thing, you have to remember the era that they were living in. The person who sat here was basically useless. They didn't have a lot of skills, and so the Russian society at that time decided to put what they deemed the most useless person in that position, and this would have been a woman's position here.
Woman position in front of a gun.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
Yep.
Well, this is cool. So how long have you had the tank?
I've had the tank now for just over a year and a half. I've actually bought a second one. It's on its coming over here from England. It was supposed to be here in time for Sturgis, but it didn't get on the boat in time. So next year we'll have it here.
And you go all over the country for this?
I'll go over anywhere where the right venue is, or if the promoters of the venue is willing to pay the shipping charges on the tank at $7 a mile. They're not cheap to move.
Wow. Well, there you have it. You can do anything in Sturgis, including the tank. Thanks, Chris.
Yep, no problem, guys. Have a good one.
I won't say what I've said. No, baby, if I wanna.
And when I say this thing, you have to remember the era that they were living in.
Thanks for watching episode 2. In our next episode, we're going to show you my favorite ride and downtown Sturgis. Now that's the place to see and be seen. Thanks for watching. I'm Shane Lautenschläger, your host. Ride safe.